That? Okay. That fixed that, but... wait a minute. Okay, that's weird. We're getting my volume, but we're not getting in-game volume. Is it this one? Ah! Ha ha! Well, I figured it out. I'm a genius. I'm a genius, guys. I figured out my problem. All right. Okay, doke. No, it was definitely me, Burl. It was me. Remember yesterday? I don't remember if you were in here yesterday when it happened. This computer popped up and it said like my Oculus 3 my VR headset that I have. It was trying to connect to this computer and it messes up everything because I accidentally clicked yes. It's wabbit hunting season. You wascally wabbit. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do this morning... Donkey! Hey, it's Donkey! First thing I'm going to do this morning is we're going to go through all of these leather scraps. I finally... So, strap. Doink! Actually, what we need to do is this. Speaking of, did you see the trailer for Coyote versus Acme? I did not. Is that a movie? It's basically a new version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit and it looks amazing. I have not seen that. Okay, this has got to start giving me some skill ups, right? I'm like wasting so many things here. Give me a skill up, game. What the French toast? This isn't right. This isn't right. Are you serious? Look at this. I gotta... Hang on. Let me close this. Look at this. 0 skill ups. Are you serious? That's not right. There's no way that could be right. Leatherworking, 181. And it's just burning up my mats with 0 skill ups. Okay, there's something wrong with that. Hang on. I gotta post that. That's ridiculous. And the craziest part is I have the crafting master artisan trait as well. All right, we're doing a feedback post. Oh, we're gonna change it. No leather working skill ups from padded leather straps. That can't be right. Save as. We'll do a PNG, that's fine. Straps. There's no way. There's no way. I could use a snipping tool, I just didn't. I just didn't use it. Like this has to be, that has to be bugged, right? That has to be bugged. There's no way I made that many. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Maybe close to 40. That means I went through 80 padded leather scraps approximately with 0 skill ups. Oh, come on, man. That's ridiculous. Jeez. I don't even want to try to make these right now because that's just going to waste all of my padded leather. I've been saving up all this padded leather. Saving up so much padded leather for it to just be wasted? That feels bad, dude. That feels really bad. Do you have stuff for me or not? Not yet. No, I've got to go get the stuff for that. Man, I was really hoping to use up all this padded leather scraps today, or to get some skill ups for leather working. That was my whole goal this morning, was to use up this stuff. Man, that's frustrating. So I've got leather and cotton. Well, I've got some cotton. Let me see. I've got 20 cotton. I can make you like one thing, Burl. It's not enough. I need a lot more cotton. So let me go get some more of that. All right. Well, that was my other goal for today, was to get on my wizard and do some wizardry stuff. Extra backpacks? I do have backpacks, yeah. Don't you have a backpack? You can only have one backpack. You didn't say the magic word. Yeah, you can only have one backpack. So the way that it works, Burl, is you have backpack, Then you have bags, 3 bags, and 3 pouches. The pouches, or so backpacks can hold large items. Oh, well, yeah, they can hold large items. Bags here can hold medium items or smaller. And then cotton can hold small items. Or not cotton. Pouches can hold small items. Look at this. I'm feeling good, man. We got a full set of gear now. This is beautiful. Beautimous. 1 backpack, the shifty bag, and 1 cloth pouch. Okay, I can make you some other pouches. Actually, I can make you some linen pouches. I've got enough linen. Here, let me make you 3 linen pouch. Well, 2 linen pouches because you got a spell book. Hang on. Where are you at? You at the bank? Hey, thank you so much for the speed of the wild. It's much appreciated. What guild am I in? I'm in Rampage. I can move the spell book to an item slot. So to open the spell book, it needs to be in a bag slot because it can only go on your belt. You can't move it anywhere else over here. It can only go on your belt. But let me make you some pouches because I can do that. But I can make you 2 pouches, and they're going to be linen pouches. So they'll be bigger. What? Lag? What? That was weird. So let me grab a boat of linen. Boat of linen. You grouped with me a few weeks ago? Nice. Well, I hope I didn't disappoint you too much. I may have. Let me see. Linen needs... I forget which thread. Oh, I could make that right out of my tailoring pouch. Pouch. Linen pouch. We need 1, 2, 3 thread. So let's get... was it light thread? Satin thread. That's right. Satin. So let's get by 6. We'll try to make 2 of them. A 1. A 2. That didn't work. A 1. A 2. I crafted 1 linen pouch. Two linen pouches. All right. I got you 2 linen pouches, Burl, and I got a skill up. See, look at that. I crafted 5 items, and I got 1 skill up for tailoring. I crafted almost 40 in leatherworking and got 0 skill ups. Got to be a bug, right? Got to be a bug. All right, where you at, Burl? Burly. Can I make any enchanted linen? Bolt of enchanted... Ooh, I could do this for skill ups. So we can make enchanted linen gear. What does it need for the enchanted linen? Okay, so enchanted linen I can actually do. Okay. We might make some of that. What does this use? Astral powder? Okay. I might do some of that. Linen pouch. Linen pouch. There you go. That's a good bit of inventory space for you. What can I bring? Cure rabies in the graveyard? I think if you come right over here. What the heck? is happening here? Clearly there's a problem here. I think rabies will cure automatically here if you rest in here, right? Does it not? I always get my rabies cured just by being over here. Your pet has it? Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. It just means you can't regenerate health normally. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but it's not really the end of the world. I guess for your pet, though, you want your pet to be able to regenerate health. Use bandages on your pet. Yeah, use bandages on your pet. There you go. That guy can cure you. Can cure your rabies on your pet. It's going to come back, though. Yeah, I mean, if you're fighting those mobs, you're just always going to have rabies. Stable Master Claymore hard to farm at my level? I wouldn't say hard to farm, no. No, it's not hard to farm. Okay, let's go back to our grinding farm spot. Oh, shoot. Hang on. I got to get... Uh-oh. We only have two potions left for our intelligence potions. Uh-oh. Poop socking leather is intended? There's no freaking way. No freaking way. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I need to get wood. God dang it. Yeah, there's no way that I should not have gotten at least one skill up out of all those. No freaking way. Is poop socking thing, is it really a new thing for a term for raiding? No, poop socking is just spending a lot of time in a game. Just playing the game a lot. That's poop socking. That's literally all it is. It's just a term for people, for casual players that want to say that the hardcore players are spending too much time in the game instead of like touch grass or something like that. Just poop socking. It's just silly. I know this is broad, but how do I get wood easily? Buy it or buy a lumberjack axe and go chop it down. So see these trees out here? At the base of the trees, you'll see piles of logs. And if you have a lumberjack axe, which is this right here, you can just equip that and then go right-click the lumberjack. Where do you get the axe? Right over here. So the bank is right here. You come right over this way. And the lumberjack merchant is right here. This guy, lumberjack. You buy the axe right there for 25 copper. Hello. There he goes. There he goes. And yeah, you can just chop it down as much as you want. You just get tons of it. I just like to buy it because it takes time. Oh, do you need more money, Burl? Where you at? Where'd you go? Here, take 5 gold. That'll be enough for you for a little while. That'll buy all your spells and such. Yep, no worries. Money's not hard to get. Where's this guy at? Here he is. All right, let's get out of here. Do I need to equip the axe? Yes. You have to equip the axe, and then at the base of trees, all throughout the world, you'll see piles of logs. Equip the axe, and then right-click the piles of logs. You can equip it. It's two-handed. Make sure you don't have anything in your offhand. But you can definitely equip it. Okay, let's do blink. Oh, whoops. See invis. I guess I don't really need mana volley anymore. Now just look for a tree. Yeah, well, specifically trees with logs at the bottom of them. If I see one, I'll show it to you. There might be some on this island. I don't remember if there's any on this island or not. Hard to get a group in your 50s? It can be, yeah. And it's because people have realized that soloing is better. Hate to say it. Anyone know a good spot for a 35 to group? Yeah, the rats. I believe. In Fallen Pass. So go into Fallen Pass and keep going deeper into Fallen Pass until you find the rats. And slaughter the rats. That's where I would go. Hey, what's going on, Klaus? How are you? Streaming on both at the same time? Yeah, it's an add-on for OBS that I use. Whoops. The name, I don't remember what it's called. I'll have to find it at some point. I don't remember what it's called. But it was just on the OBS site. It's just it's an official plugin, I'm pretty sure, but I don't remember what it's called. It's not like made by, well, I mean, OBS is a crowdsourced thing. Oh my gosh, dude. But yeah, the add-on is also a crowdsourced thing. What is happening? Why am I getting interrupted? I'm not even moving. Come on, game. Oh boy, the elder. Dang ol' elder. These elders, they just need to go away, elder. Oh, jeez, I nuked myself. Oh. I'm dying over here. Ooh, look at that. I got 220 mana back out of that. And that only cost me 250 mana. That was almost a free cast. How amazing. Amazing. Oh, I forgot to use my intelligence potion. Now I'm smarter than the average gnome. But yeah, the thing that I'm using is, let's see if we can find it real quick. OBS, that right there. AITUM. That's the name of it. AITUM TV, best solution for streamers. This is what I use. Yeah, no worries. It's a little wonky to set up at first, but once you get it set up, it's not hard to use. Although I kind of recommend using this right here because I haven't done this. Restream. This restream.io. I kind of recommend using this. The reason I recommend using this, and I might switch to this, is because then you only have to upload once, and then it sends it to all of the locations at the same time. And I think it also, if I remember correctly, it also blends your chat together so that if you chat in one location, it'll also chat in another location. So I might switch to that just because of the chat feature. So we'll see. But I have this set up for now, so I'm using it. It allows me, because I'm streaming to 2 different locations from one computer. Restream is much easier to use. And you only have to upload one stream. You don't upload 2 separate streams. But I don't know if you have to pay for that or what anymore. It used to be free, but they might have changed that. My XP is going to be so bad over here. But I kind of want to keep doing this for a long time because, I mean, it's not good XP, but I need so many of these claws still. This is like by far the easiest way to do this. See, I'm only getting half a blue now. Ugh, it's terrible. Eight to 12 quad spots for a wizard. So I would go to the Undead Highway in Shaded Dunes. Way, 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 way down. At the end of Shaded Dunes, where the smugglers and werewolf things are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I spent from level 8 to 12 there doing that. And it only took a few hours. It was really fast. Between the smugglers and the rock in the open area, they don't path. You can set your fire there. There you go. Yeah, I did have some starting gear when I went over there, so they might be a little bit tough at lower level. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad, but it might be, you might need to be like level 10 to really do those. How are these light blue and still resisting me. What the heck is going on here? A 1 resist every now and then is fine. The problem is when you get like 5 resist in a row like I was getting the other day. That was ridiculous. I forgot about the flame shield, and it does so much damage for my pet. Yeah, dude, you got to cast that. That's why you use the fire pet. Fire pet and your flame shield, they stack. So you can basically just send in your fire pet with the flame shield and just let the mobs kill themselves. Like, you don't even really need to do much. Dang it. Fire pet and put flame shield on both my pet and me. I mean, yeah, if you pull aggro, it's good for you, but I wouldn't try. I'd try not to pull aggro. Do your best. Be our guest. I don't know why that popped into my head. You accidentally pulled 3 and the pet still did so much damage to all of them. Yeah. Yeah, it'll kill them all. Like the mage is kind of overpowered at low level. It's ridiculously good. Ridiculous. Need to give Wizard a try. They're decent solo. They are amazing solo once you start quad kiting. They might be the best solo class in the game for XP. Just for like quad kiting and getting XP. I could probably be higher level now. I should go and fight something different, something a little bit higher level. I should do that now, but I'm over here doing these or trying to get disenchanted materials or enchanting materials. So might as well sit here and XP on these while I do that. But I could very easily just go and XP somewhere else, which I probably will do. I don't know if I'm going to do it at 49. I might try to do it at 49. We'll see. Did you do any quad kiting in the Elfland? I'm curious. Cinders now at 15. Be sick because it was here so long on Monk farming bone breakers. Yeah, I did some stuff over there. I did some quad kiting of the bears and wolves and such. And the drakes that are over there in Keeper's Bite. You can start quad kiting at level 8 if you have Speed of the Wild. Without Speed of the Wild, you probably need to be level 24. But just go get Speed of the Wild, and you got an hour's worth of XP, or an hour's worth of Speed of the Wild. And then just go crazy. And then go back to town. You're going to have to go back to town anyway to drop off stuff or exchange coin, you know, stuff like that. So every hour, go back to town, do that, and then go back out. That's what I do. Quad kite for an hour, go back to town, and then come back out. Quad kite for an hour, go back to town. Good morning. How you doing? See if I actually hit these. I don't understand why that doesn't hit. Like, that's so weird. It'll let you start casting, but it won't actually land. It's kind of annoying. I'm guessing it's because it tries to target their feet. You can see their head, so it lets you start casting, but you can't see their feet, so the cast doesn't land. That's my guess. Just a guess. Yeah, it's free to use. I just don't know if there's like a pay service to it or how that works. I think you can pay for it. And then, like, I don't know if it gives like a watermark. I haven't looked into it much with the restream thing. It's finally the weekend. It is, which means new beta keys going out today. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. I need to get a new wrist, cloak, and mask for this guy. Everything else is pretty good, I think. I mean, there are some better items out there for other slots, but if I can get those 3 items, I'll be pretty set. Pretty dang set. I also want to get the clicky robe. 5 intelligence clicky robe. Okay, let's see. We got a sister, we got a brother, and a sister and a brother. That's from AC? It is, yeah. From the librarian. Pretty solid item for wizards since they don't have the intelligence buff themselves to cast. It's a free 5 intelligence that they can have. Oh my goodness gracious. I got resisted again. Ridiculous. All right, 1, a 2. I'm going to try something here. A 3. A 4. And then 1 more, and that'll max out that, right? At 666 damage, and then pop that. 671, is that what that was? $714. Holy moly. Wood. Okay, and then there we go. Where's the Sage Size Library? I got the disease quests. Okay, so North Bank or North Gate. When you go into the North Gate, turn left and run straight, and you'll see this tower. There is a teleporter to go up into the tower. A little purple thing on the ground, or pinkish purple thing on the ground. Stand on that. It'll take you up into the lower part of the tower. And then there should be a label that says library and a teleporter that takes you into the library. And then the person you're looking for in there is when you go into the library to the right, and she's like down 1 floor for the key quest. Play this game some. You wanted to like it. It just felt empty. This was 6 months ago, and the community did nothing but sit around and talk about EQ. I mean, yeah. That's kind of what they do now. Yeah, I mean, everybody, not everybody, a lot of people that are enjoying this game are old EQ players. They really enjoyed EverQuest, and they are trying to relive those old EverQuest days. It's not going to happen, so they're not going to relive EverQuest. I don't know why they think that they will, but they think that they will. So, yeah. North Gate, straight pink teleport. No. Go in the North Gate and then immediately turn left. And then go straight up the stairs. That's going to take you to the tower. There's like a big tower, floating tower over there. That's what you're looking for. Yes. Northgate, hard left, stairs, pink teleporter. Yeah. That'll do it. But yeah, the EQ nostalgia hits very hard in this game. Very, very hard. I mean, I've got a lot of nostalgia for EQ as well, but I don't want a one-to-one EQ remake, which for some reason there are several people that want a one-to-one EQ remake, and they were hoping this would be it. This is not that, but it is still very good. It's a very fun game. Do I think it will after the class changes? No. It'd be farther away from EQ after the class changes, which is a good thing. Or I guess further away from EQ. if you want to. Be more grammatically correct. The further versus farther. Farther is for distance. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. Let's put our lumberjack axe up here. There we go. Great memories tied to EQ days and being in game populated by a lot of people that can relate to those great memories is great, even if this won't recreate those moments. Yes, exactly. I agree with that, Pity. I think that, you know, a lot of people just being able to talk about it and have a group of people that they can talk about it with, because the early days of EverQuest was really only a few 100,000 people. It grew into something bigger, but the first like 3 or 4 years of EverQuest, I would say less than 1 million people played that game. So out of the entire world of billions of people, you know, having there's only 1 million people that can really relate and remember that. And that's special. That's really something special. Do you think it would change? I don't think it will. The EQ comparisons are apt, but a little overblown in my opinion. I think this is fun. I feel on a popular server, hence why I dump all my gold into Wizard to solo. Yeah, so I think it was a little too close. It still is a little too close to EverQuest because the classes are almost like a 1v1 copy, right? They're just a 1-to-1 copy. Because the previous dev that was making the class designs and all that literally just copied and pasted EverQuest skills. They had zero thought into let's make something fun and unique, and just copied and pasted EverQuest. So kind of bad, but they're starting to get away from that, and I think it's going to be its own game soon. But it's still going to have that EQ feel, which is what's really nice. You know, the camping mobs, the rare spawns, the slower, more methodical gameplay. You know, the preparing before you head out into the wilderness, rather than the World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy type of gameplay where it's just fast-paced and you can carry around every single item you could possibly want. You know, all of that kind of stuff. That's what I like about it. I really, really like that. Hope you're well. Any idea when class changes start? We don't know when those are going to start. I'm hoping we start seeing the TTK changes come in soon, like next week. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but I would love to see TTK changes starting next week, and then the class changes start rolling out soon after that. The TTK changes, they're just going to be increasing the time to kill on mobs, making everything in the game more difficult is the idea, because right now the game is just not very hard. And the solo ability of the game is a little too high. So they're going to be making changes to the TTK, which will make time to kill, which will make the fights take longer. If fights start taking longer, soloing will clearly go down in its effectiveness. Grouping will go up because of that. So that'll get them more in line with where they want to be as far as the overall gameplay and gameplay loop and all that. I hate waiting to find out what the changes are. Me too, yeah. Really want changes. No, you want to know how they're changing the shaman? I don't think they're going to be changing the shaman too much, but yeah. Just coming from my point of view and others, I could care less how SAO worked in EQ. This is a different game. I agree with you, Lincoln. Like, I'm all there with you. Even as an old school EverQuest lover, I loved EverQuest and my time in it and my nostalgia for it. I have very, very, very rose-colored glasses for EverQuest. Extremely. However, I can also see the flaws in EverQuest and why we don't need to bring them over into this game. And I think that some people in the community can see that and some don't. Some also just want that same feeling they had from EverQuest. The problem is you're never going to have that feeling again. If you've played EverQuest, you will never, ever, ever, ever have that feeling again. It's not going to happen. For one, it's 2026 and not 1999. So that can never happen because we didn't have, like, the internet was there in 1999, but it wasn't, we couldn't just jump on our phones and do stuff. We weren't like getting information. YouTube wasn't there. Twitch wasn't there. Like, the entirety of 1999 is no longer a thing. So you can't have gaming like it was in 1999. It will never happen, and people need to come to terms with that because they're getting their hopes up for something that will not happen, and it cannot happen. It's impossible for it to happen. Now, for new people that are coming in for the first time into this style of game, they could have a new version of that, and they could get a lot of that, nostalgia. They could have, like, in 20 years from now, you guys remember when that game Monsters and Memories came out and blah, 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 and it was like this and this. That could happen, right? So there could be a new generation of people coming in. But people that experienced EverQuest 1 in 1999 will not get that same feeling. It's not going to happen. They're just hoping it will. It's a good bit of hopium going on. Like me, yeah. Kind of like Burl, yeah. Burl didn't play EverQuest in 1999, so he could theoretically, enjoy this game and be like, man, this is really fun to play a game like this, a more immersive world, one where you learn about the world rather than look at a map and follow a guide all day. Although we're still going to have guides. It's still going to happen. Like I make guides for this game, and that's going to keep happening. Like, that's not going to go away. But people hope. They got hopes and dreams, and that's okay. You can have hopes and dreams. But you got to limit your scope of what you think is going to happen. And I'm not trying to bust people's bubbles and, like, I'm not trying to make people feel bad about stuff. I'm really not. I want you all to get that nostalgia again, but it's not going to happen in this game. I hate to say it. Like, I wish I could go to a mall again and walk around and actually get the same feeling walking around inside of a mall, or going to a movie theater again and getting the same feeling of watching a movie in the movie theater. You just don't have that anymore. It's just technology has changed so much that we just don't have it. It's gone. It is not a thing that is coming back. Most people have big screen TVs and surround sound. Not most, but a lot of people have big screen TVs, surround sound systems in their house. And, they're just happier sitting at home watching TV and watching movies at home. Like, it costs too much money to go out and do that. What did this guy say to me? Will they change how much XP you get in a group then? So I don't know, Bash. I think the idea right now is to change the TTK, make the game more difficult, and see what happens. They may not change the solo XP versus group XP, but if they make the game difficult enough, solo XP will just go down because it's going to be more difficult to do, right? Right now, you are able, as a solo class, some solo classes, to be able to kill things that are like within 1 or 2 levels of you, like possibly even 1 or 2 levels higher than you, which makes XP really, really good for solo classes. But if the idea is to make the game so difficult that soloing requires you to kill things that are light blue, it's going to significantly reduce the amount of solo XP, and then people are killing dark blue or yellow con mobs or white con mobs in a group, so that means that they're going to be getting more XP that way. So we're going to see what they do with the XP. It could go up, it could go down. They may not adjust it at all. So we'll just have to wait and see what these TTK changes do. Oh shoot. Brother Luca and sister Elsa are both right there. Ugh. That messed up my whole pull. That's all right. We can come over here and grab, let's see. You are brother, sister. And father. Dang it. Why are these so spread out? The named are just messing me up. I don't want to pull the name because I can't snare them. They're kind of a pain in the butt. Am I just killing 2 mobs this round? I guess I am. All right. We're just going to kill these 2. It's fine. We got to wait for a respawn. Oh, shoot. Does this game have a party finder system? It does. Yeah, there is a party finder. Like, you don't just click a button and it automatically puts you in a party. You actually have to sort through it, but there is a party finder. If you go right here, hit I, go to social, and then group finder, and mess with it there. Excited for rogue poisons? Me too. Rogue poisons are much, much, much needed. Like, really, really needed. Rogues have been in a really bad spot for a while. Kind of feels bad for rogues. All right, we'll just meditate for a minute. It's slower, more methodical, but not harder. Not harder than MMO, modern MMO. Well, correct. Right now, it is not hard at all. The game is extremely easy. Extremely easy. Does this game have Party Finder? Yes, there's Party Finder. I'm excited for Rogue Poisons. Me too. That's why I'm looking forward to EQ Legends solo game and EQ World. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to EQ Legends at all because it's a solo game. Like, I don't understand, and I'm fine if other people like it. That's fine. I'm not trying to say that you're wrong and I'm right, but I do not understand this want of an MMO in a solo world. Like, I don't understand it. Like, just go play Elder Scrolls. That is a solo MMO. You know, like, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's a much bigger world. Like, there's so much happening. And you can become the hero of that. Like, I kind of get some of the wanting to play solo in an MMO because there's other people running around, but it ruins it for me. I don't get it. Is there a gameplay reason why if you have Sal, your pet doesn't, and it has to be cast on them? No, there's not a gameplay reason. It's just everything has to have the Sal. That's all there is. Quick question. Do you know if the Porter NPC temporarily or will stick around for a release in early access? Those are temporary. Because the boats were broken for a little while, so they put those in. Just read a funny article, how the internet killed MMOs, which is ironic. I mean, in a way it did. The internet, as we know it today, absolutely killed MMOs. 100%. They showed up in the patch notes recently, getting an update, so I was just curious. Yeah, okay. Sorry, this guy was sending me tells about stuff. I explored the whole floating tower with all the teleporters. Can't find this lady. You got to go to the library, Burl. There's specifically when you first go, that first teleporter that you went up to into the tower, look at the labels and find the one that says library. There's labels like written on the walls, and go into the library. There's another teleporter to go into the library. I've always played casters. Monster Memory is my first time trying a melee, and I've been loving the rogue. Only level 10, but it's great so far. The rogue in a vacuum is fine. It's not a bad class. It's when you compare the rogue to all of the other classes in the game, you find out that rogue is just subpar. It's not solo completely. They have difficulties for each dungeon, turning them. Yeah, but the highest EQ Legends is made for a solo player, right? And then you can do stuff up to 8 people in a party or something, and that's just not something that I want out of an MMO. I just don't get it. I don't know why people are so excited about playing an MMO that is made to be played solo. I don't get it. Like, I want to have people wanting to group up to get XP and people wanting to go deep into dungeons and making it scary. You can't do that without more players and wanting to team up. The whole idea of EQ Legends where you can be 3 different classes. Like, I didn't like the hero's journey either. I thought that was a silly idea, and it's not for me. And I know it was popular. I get that, but it's just not for me. Like, I don't like that. I like players being reliant on other players in an MMO where, you know, like I can't do something, so I want to get somebody else to do that. I need another player in my party that can do that thing that I cannot do. So that's just me. Like, I'm happy for those that really want to play EQ Legends. It is not the game for me. And if you're looking forward to Monsters and Memories, I don't think your EQ Legends and Monsters and Memories are so drastically different that people that are excited about both make no sense to me. Like, I really think that you either like one or the other. Like, there's very little reason to like them both. And if you do like them both, then... Oh, awesome. I love when I completely lock up like that. Then I think you're going to... I don't know. I just feel like people are going to be disappointed. If you like one, you're probably going to be disappointed in the other. That's just my take on it, though. Okay, we need to go back to town, get a new Speed of the Wild. Let's go do that. I don't look at it like an MMO. Just love the world and lore, and that's fine. Yeah, yeah. If you like the world and lore of EverQuest, cool, go for it. I experienced the EverQuest already. I have no desire to go back and experience it again from a solo perspective. I just have zero desire to go back to EverQuest. I went back and I played a couple of the TLPs, and they're fun for a little while, but they're fun because of the grouping aspect to me. They're fun because they're a brutal world where it requires other players, you know? Like, that's what I like about it. I could care less, or I couldn't care less. There we go. I couldn't care less about the lore and stuff about EverQuest anymore. I already experienced that. So to me, another remake of a remake of a remake, like, I'm just tired of remakes. I actually had this conversation with Burl yesterday, and a couple other friends of mine. I'm just tired of seeing remakes. These companies have done it over and over and over and over again. Like, Nintendo was the one we were talking about, and it's just, why are we playing the same game again? We've already played it. Now, there are people that haven't played it, and that's fine. Those people might enjoy it. Cool, go for it. But for somebody that's already played it, I have zero desire to go play through it again. But that's just me. I mean, other people might like it. That's fine. They're really hard to see. Great lighting choice. Yeah. Yeah. The signs are gone. The signs to the library are gone? Why would they remove the signs to the library? That seems kind of silly. Another one of those silly choices. The devs have made some silly choices in this game, I feel like. I disagree with some of them, and that's fine. You know, it is what it is, but... Okay. Well, I didn't know the signs were gone, so I apologize for that. There used to be a big sign that said library. Like, it was clear as day. Casters are superior in general in Monsters and Memories. They're not. Casters are superior for soloing in Monsters and Memories. Casters are inferior in groups. In some, well, it depends. It really depends. But yes, I get where you're coming from. Call me Guts. Like, I get it. Yeah, casters, the abilities that casters have, the gait and the speed of the wild, and just all the stuff that casters can do makes them definitely a better choice for most people. I don't mind that for dungeons or named in the open world, but I do feel like everything else should be able to be soloed. Well, I think the game... This is where we get kind of... The conversation gets kind of muddied, right? The game should be solo-able, but not the most efficient, best possible path. And that's the problem with it currently, is that soloing in a Monsters and Memories is the most efficient and best possible path to play the game. Just period. Like, there's no debating that. It just is. And that shouldn't be the case in an MMO like this. Like, this is supposed to be a group-focused social game, and if soloing is the best possible path, then it takes away that social aspect, which it completely ruins the point of the game. So that's where I'm getting with that. Should you be able to solo? Yes, absolutely. But it shouldn't be what people prefer to do. It should be what you do when you can't get a group or you don't have time for a group or whatever. Like, that's how it should be, is when grouping is not the option for whatever reason, then you can solo. That's where the conversation is for me anyway. Whereas EQ Legends is going to be the opposite of that. Most of the time, you're going to be soloing in EQ Legends with your character that has 3 classes built into one. And then when you want to group, you can if you choose to group. And I think that's going to be the big difference between these games, and why I say that I think people that it's going to be weird if people like both of those. I mean, you could like them both for different reasons, but I just find it kind of odd that people would be like, yeah, this is the kind of MMO that I want on both of those. You're also playing Pantheon? You like variety? Pantheon is a terrible, terrible game. I don't know why anybody wants to play it. I mean, it could be a good game, but it's not. THJ was fun for a few months, like a Diablo season. Yeah, that's how I look at it, be chilling. Like, I don't go and play Diablo season and then just be like, I'm going to make Diablo my main game. No, I get burnt out on it. It gets boring after a while. It's just it's very repetitive, and it's just like, I don't really want to do this because there's no social aspect to it. You know, it's just burn through the ladder, you know, see what you can do in the game, kill all the mobs that you can kill, and then eventually you just get tired of it and you go play something different. I like an MMO that you live and breathe in. Like, you get into it, you create a community of people, you talk to a lot, you know, you're living that game. That's what I'm looking for in an MMO. And most of these MMOs out today just don't do that. They remake games because nostalgia, it's a powerful force. It is, yeah. They remake games for all sorts of reasons. I'm just tired of them remaking them and selling us the exact same game. I'm tired of it, and I don't want to do it anymore. Do I need a group to continue the Catacombs quest to find the rune? You're talking about once you have the key, Burl, that's all you need. There you can continue the quest. I don't know what happens when you continue that quest. I'm sure there's like an item or something that you can get. Somebody in chat might know. I stopped doing that quest a while ago because it was broken and you couldn't finish it. I don't know if you can finish it now. What is the point of the lore spells for the wizard? Nothing. They're supposed to be lower resist, but it's not enough of a difference in the resist to make it worth casting them, because their mana to damage ratio are terrible compared to normal spells. You don't really want to cast them. Shoot, did I forget to convert my money? God bless. All right, well, we'll just get rid of this, I guess. I keep forgetting to convert my money when I go to town and actually put stuff in the bank. You know how people are, path of least resistance. Oh yeah, that's exactly why soloing right now is the best way to go, because it's the path of least resistance. We need some updated information. Everything is speculation at this point. It is, yeah. Hard to actually find a good chunk of time to be in a group and enjoy 3 kids, sports. I get that, Bash. I get that. Like, I'm not trying to say that the game... I totally understand that not everyone's going to have time to play this game. Maybe that just means that this game is not the right fit for that person's play style, right? Like, if you only have 1 or 2 hours to play, then you only have 1 or 2 hours to play. You know, like, sometimes it takes more dedication to do certain things. You know, I don't have time to go on a fishing trip every weekend, but people find time to do that with a spouse and 5 kids and a full-time job, but they have time to do that. You know, so like, I don't know what to say to people like that. I feel you. I know that you want to play a game, but you know, like, maybe gaming is just not something that's in the cards right now for you. And I'm not trying to be mean with that either. It's just there's only so much time in the day. We can't do and have everything, unfortunately. Which way do I need to go here? Oh, we'll go this way. It's fine. Oh my gosh, really, dude? Ugh. Mobs resisting so much. There we go. I explained that in the rest of my message, but yeah, I didn't get to read all of it yet. Hang on. It's hard to read large chunks of chat. Yeah, and I'm not trying to bash anybody's play style or anybody's lifestyle or whatever. I'm not trying to do that. It's just, you know, I don't know. It's just a sad thing. So me, it's a bummer because I enjoy the game, but definitely more for no-lifers, older people past this stage. Yeah, it's built. Yeah, it's built for a certain type of person. Clearly. You know, and that's another thing about this game is people want to relive those days. Man, this Elder is super resistant. It has resisted so many spells. But yeah, there's a lot of people that have those nostalgia glasses, but then they're like, I remember when I used to play blah, 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 do all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, but you were also, you know, in grade school. You know, like you had time on your hands, and you didn't have any type of responsibility whatsoever. So I don't know. Yeah, but just know soloing will be possible in this game. It will not, hopefully. The plan, anyway, is that it will not be the best possible way to play the game. And that's what the devs have been saying the entire time. The only reason they remake games is because people will pay for it. The reason they pay for it is nostalgia, but the reason it's made is money. Oh, yeah. The nostalgia is what sells the game. For sure. I'll save my coin on that line of spells. Yeah, I wouldn't buy those spells. I bought them just because I had the money, but yeah, I wouldn't buy the lore spells. That's why we have streams, so we can watch people who are maybe farther ahead doing the content we want to do in the future. Yeah, I mean, and I'm going to show you guys all sorts of content if I can. There's some stuff I don't want to spoil, some stuff that I will spoil, you know, it just all depends. To be honest, I want the old EQ feeling people talk about. I was too young to play EQ to get any enjoyment. And now this game is coming out and I can't play. Just my luck, I guess. Yeah, that's a bummer, dude. That old EQ feeling, though, is not soloing. That's the thing. People are not remembering this very well. In EverQuest 1999, soloing was not the way that people played that game. It was very difficult to solo, and very few people actually did it. It was all about sitting in camps and chatting with people. It was a giant graphical chat room. You're living in a world, and you're chatting with people about all sorts of things. You know, sitting in a dungeon for 6, 7, 8 hours, grinding out mobs and chatting. That was what people did back then, and that's why people love the game so much. The social aspect is what made it good and made it different. Really, like, and that's I think people are forgetting that. They're remembering running around and playing the game. They don't remember why they did all of that. They did it because of the social aspect. And if they take away the social aspect of this game, it's not going to hit that mark that people are wanting it to be. It's just not. So that's why they need to focus on that group side of the game. If they make the game completely solo, it won't be EverQuest. It won't have the same feeling that EverQuest had. Solo should be a secondary option if you don't have the time, availability. Exactly, yeah. And that's exactly how they're building this game. If you want to be able to solo in this game, make sure you choose the right class and just know that you are going to be leveling slower. You're going to be doing everything slower, and it's going to be more difficult for you to get items and to. There's just going to be things that you can't do if you're trying to do everything solo. Period. That's all there is to it. But you can play the game solo. You can still have a lot of fun chatting with people in this game, running around doing trade skills, exploring different areas. You can still do all of that stuff solo, but you're not going to be leveling as quickly, and you're not going to be able to get all the best gear in the game. You're going to have to group up to do that. That's the plan. Now, if they actually follow through with that plan is another argument, I guess. You having fun solo so far? Yeah, and right now you can solo extremely well. That won't be the case come early access, bro. You'll still be able to solo on the Elementalist. It's going to be one of those solo classes I spoke of. But you will not be able to do it as easily as you are now. You basically have 0 gear. And you made it up to what, level 10 or whatever? I don't know what level you are now. But you have no gear and you still made it to, level 10. The idea is that in the future, you'll be able to do that, but much, much, much slower. For me, the discovery in these MMOs makes the game for me. After 20 years playing WoW, I decided to cut the robe of WoW because it's not social aspect, RP, nor game anymore. Yeah, these games used to type of cafe bar, but that is gone. Yeah, it used to be like, think about it this way. Have you ever gone over to a friend's house and done like board game night? Or when you were a kid, you went over for a sleepover at your friend's house and you just sat there and played games together all night, right? The best part of that was playing with the other person. It wasn't playing the game itself. It was the social aspect of playing with your friends. When I play D&D, when we have a D&D night, the best part of D&D night is goofing off, having a couple drinks, ordering some pizza and playing with your friends, right? And just the social aspect, laughing and having a good time. When I get together doing LAN parties back in the 90s, it was about a group of people in a room together just playing video games together. It had little to do with the game itself. It had everything to do with the people and the social aspect of it. Even today, when you go into a Twitch stream, it has little to do with the game. It has so much more to do with the social aspect of being in there and everybody enjoying talking about the same topic. So like in this case, people are in Twitch and they're like, oh, let's talk about video games. I found another group of people that has the same, they have the same passion that I do. It's like a bunch of gun enthusiasts going to a gun show, or like, I don't know, a bunch of movie people that love movies going to like some sort of movie premiere, and they're just hanging out with the people that they associate with. That's the best part about it, to me anyway. I think that's the best part. These MMO used to be a third room, but that's gone. Yeah, have you ever heard of Starbucks being the fourth place or third place or whatever they call it? There's home, there's work, and then there's Starbucks. That's the same thing as this game, or as MMOs really. It's that third place. Let's see. We have 1. We have 2. Oh, that's a Father Rao. God dang it. Daytime needs to happen. Let's see what time it is. 3 a.m. Good. Daytime will happen, and all these mobs will respawn. This is all messing me up at this point. Here, let's just grab this guy. Sounds like my wife going to one of her scrapbooking conventions. Exactly, right? I guarantee you she's not just like sitting around at home being like, man, I love scrapbooking. This is fun. No, it's that she likes to scrapbook and then take those and doing and talking to other people about it that understand her. You know, it's gamers are and have been for decades a what's the word I'm looking for? We have been, you know, the nerds back in school, and we didn't have people to talk to. We didn't have people to hang out with because we were odd. We didn't stand out, or we stood out amongst the crowd as the odd, weird people a lot of times. And, you know, we like to be able to have something that we can relate with others. You were so alone until high school as a gamer? Exactly. Most of us were. I guarantee you most people in this chat were probably loners, or they had a very, very small group of friends. You know, we were nerds. I like to say that I kind of stood out in that crowd a little bit, but it wasn't because of me. It was because of the people that I was friends with. I just happened to be friends with some of the popular kids starting when I was in like elementary school, when it didn't matter what your hobby was. It didn't matter. All of that stuff just didn't matter at all. And I stayed around the same people all the way through high school and even into college. So I was very fortunate with that. But I can still remember the popular kids picking on the nerdy kids just because they liked something different. There was this one kid that came to school. He was a LARP kid, loved LARPing, and he would wear his elf ears and his cloak to school. And he was picked on daily. His name was Jim. And Jim Lynn, actually. And he was I want to say he was Chinese, but yeah, people picked on him daily just because he liked LARPing. You know, I didn't LARP until my like later in high school, and I tried it out, and I was like, man, this is fun. LARPing is fun. But yeah. I was friends with that kid. And I was friends with like the football team. Like I was friends with everybody. Luckily, my high school allowed me to do that. But they picked on that kid, man. They really picked on that kid. Hey, what's going on, Ice Cream Hunter? How you doing? I built a gaming table at my house and have a group of friends over once in a while. Monthly board game. It's the best. Exactly. That's the best part about it, dude. I love having friends over. I used to do it all the time. And, you know, I kind of miss it because I haven't done it in a while now. But we used to have people over all the time. We'd play D&D like every Thursday night. And then back when I lived in Georgia, we'd do board game night. And that was also happened to be on Thursday nights. But it was every Thursday night. We would get together at somebody's house and we would rotate it. And we would do board game night. And we would just play, you know, a couple of board games depending on how long the games took and stuff. So, yeah. Malls and other hangouts were big third place. They were, yeah. A lot of that doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't. My mall is the mall that I grew up going to in high school and in early college. It's completely shut down. There's literally nothing there anymore. I want to say, because if anybody knows Town Center Mall in Kennesaw, Georgia, I went to Kennesaw State University, and I want to say that Kennesaw State is buying the mall or has bought the mall or something, maybe converting it. But yeah, it was bad. I had two close friends, and even then, those two were not gamers. We were close for other stuff. Yeah, exactly. You have like one or two close friends, and that's it, right? Whereas the popular kids that were playing football or whatever, they had, you know, a lot of friends. See invisibility. Let's see. Hang on, I'm trying to sneak around here. What are these? Okay, these are spawning. I was like, why are these not spawning? It was weird. There's the sister. Come on, sister. Survival adaptation. Make sure you stay silent. Be with the popular so you don't get attacked. Exactly. I mean, guys, you know what I'm talking about. I would say the majority of people in this chat know exactly what I'm talking about. You may not want to remember it, and that's totally understandable, but you know what I'm talking about. I remember all those kids. The ones that were just ousted as the nerd kids that played video games and all that. I know those kids. I was friends with those kids. Luckily, like I said, my high school was a little different, and some of the popular kids played video games. They just didn't talk about it. Actually, one of the most popular kids at my high school, I'm still friends with him today. I don't hang out with him or anything like that, but we still chat every once in a while. He was one of he was like the class president and like all sorts of weird stuff, right? Super popular kid. He used to watch anime and play video games every day after school, but he never talked about it. No one knew about it. I didn't know about it until probably 5 years after we graduated high school. And I was friends with him in high school. But he didn't talk about it. Like it was just one of those things, you know? And it's sad that he had to hide something he enjoyed. All because people would look at him differently, treat him differently. Like that to me is sad. All right, let's see. Cotton Vale, Cotton. All right. Early 2000s high school, I feel, was its own thing. I was marching band geek. Yeah. Also being a starter on the basketball team. And then decided to be a punk to shower my senior year. Yeah. I mean, you were kind of lucky, I guess, in that sense. Like I was saying, like my high school, the band geeks were friends with the football team, were friends with the theater people, and everybody, like there was most of everybody was friends. Actually, my senior prom, I can remember we made sure that we made two people that would never have gotten senior prom in almost any other high school situation. We made them prom king and queen. It was like one of the nerdiest girls in school, and like just straight A student. She never did anything other than study and go home. She was also, I think, she might have been in band or something. And then the other guy was like a theater guy, and he had a garage band with some people. And we made the two of them prom king and queen just because it was like, you know, let's give them something special. Not to make fun of them at all. It wasn't to make fun of them. We actually legit liked those people. It was just weird. Vale of Zintar. What is the castle thing in the north? You mean the floating castle? Nothing right now. It's probably going to be a zone in the future. But right now it is nothing. You can't get to it. You can get underneath it. I think it's going to be like a Stargate thing. You ever seen Stargate with the rings that come down and then they teleport you up into the spaceship, whatever? If you go to, there's like a pyramid underneath that castle with like rings like that. And I feel like we're going to have to do some sort of quest to activate that and go up into the castle. But I don't know. My high school was very cliquey. Yeah, most high schools are. So much so I was not even invited to the 10-year reunion. Wow. Facebook friends with a bunch of people from high school, but nope. Guess I wasn't cool enough. Exactly, Burl. That's the thing. I was invited but didn't go to the 10-year reunion or the 20-year reunion. Popular person, didn't have friends. All survival adaptations. 15 people pretended to not get slapped. Yeah. You also got snubbed on your high school reunion? What? That's crazy. I didn't want to go exactly because what Burl's saying, it's all a humble brag contest. I didn't want to go. I had zero reason to go. I didn't care to go and be like, hey guys, here's what I achieved over the last 10 or 20 years. That's all it is. It's just a place for people to go and brag about their achievements, I feel like. And to me, that's just weird. Let's get these guys instead. Did you ever see the Family Guy episode about that? And I think Peter Griffin was like, he's an astronaut. What did he say he was? Like an astronaut billionaire, something. Ridiculous. I'm not trying to be better than everybody else around me. I don't care. Life's a competition, apparently. You're a closet gamer? Yeah. I wasn't a closet gamer. People knew that I played video games. What's funny, though, the best part about it, you guys ever heard of Dragon Con? I'm sure there's people in chat that have. I've been going to Dragon Con for 26 years, 27 years, something like that. I started going in the late 90s. And the best part about it is there were several people from my high school that they found out about Dragon Con. They're like, yeah, it's so much fun. I'm like, yeah, it's amazing. It's a blast to go and just be who you really are, you know? I always love that. Does Wizard get an AoE snare slow? Yes. Yeah, that's this spell right here, Arcane Bonds. You get it at level 24, and then you get another one at level 48. But there's really no reason to use the second one unless you just need a longer duration. You were the guy that got the girl from a neighboring school pregnant. Yeah, I knew those people too. There was a girl that got pregnant her senior year, the end of her senior year in high school, and I wouldn't say it ruined her life, but I was friends with her and her sister. My sister, who was older, was friends with her older sister. I knew a lot about that. The guy apparently disappeared and wouldn't claim the kid as his own. Like, it was a whole thing. It was sad. 90% all ex-football buddies drinking from the back of our trucks. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Can't remember if it was one of your VODs, a video about the shading and darkness in Monsters and Memories. How pretty much every MMO, the only difference night and day is colors. Definitely like the night-day contrast in Monster Memories. I don't mind the night-day contrast. I just feel like it's a little too dark. At night, it's just a little too dark, and it's hard to see. And it makes it not fun. But they gave us the gamma slider, which solves the problem for me. So, you know, doesn't bother me at all. But that was kind of my whole thing is when they didn't give us the gamma slider, because for a while we didn't have the gamma slider, all we would do is just go into our monitor settings or whatever, and we would just turn up the brightness. Like that's why, like, I just don't see a reason to have it so stinking dark. People are going to get around it if they want to by adjusting their TVs and monitors and stuff. But the funniest part to me about it is they make it so dark, and then people are like, if you use the gamma slider or if you adjust your contrast on your TV, then you're cheating in the game or whatever. And there's people that actually think that, which is a silly thing to think because they clearly don't understand brightness and contrast and all that kind of stuff, because depending on the room that you are in and how bright the room is that you are in, you might need to turn up or down the brightness just to be able to see, and that's intended. Like, I don't understand why people think that it's cheating. Like, maybe my room is brighter than your room. You know? Maybe, I don't know. Like, do you go in a movie theater and just like, hey guys, turn on all the lights? Right? No, when you watch a movie, you turn the lights off so that you can see the TV better. Like, but I bet you your living room TV during the day is probably brighter than it is at night. It's supposed to be that way. You're supposed to have that control over it. Yeah, I just find the whole argument silly. Definitely personal taste. Exactly. It's personal taste. That's why I don't understand the reason why they're like, oh, it has to be so dark at night. Like, and I think that's why they added the gamma slider. Honestly, right? It gives people a choice. Strutting around Dragon Con and Monster Memory shirt this year was taken away. Wait, what? Oh, you were hoping to have a Monsters Memory shirt, and yeah, because you'll be able to buy it from the merch store. You know what? Maybe I'll make my own Monsters and Memory shirt and strut around Dragon Con. And if you see me, come say hey. I may or may not go to Dragon Con this year. We'll have to see. I didn't go last year. Last year was the first time I had not been to Dragon Con in like over 25 years. And I feel bad about it because I just didn't go. Me and his mom aren't together. There's some rough years, but we make things work now. And I didn't disown my kid. Yeah, if you have a kid, if you disown your kid, you can go ahead and leave chat because I disrespect you. I have zero respect for you if you disown your kid. Like, if your kid is over 18 and starts like doing very bad things and you disown your kid, different story. If your kid is young and needs a parent, and you get out. Just get out. I do not respect you at all. I have zero respect. It's about filters, so sliders is easy to give and optimize the default. Yeah. NVIDIA is a hack. Someone could also have visual impairments. They could. They could have visual impairments, and they need that. Alt V. Alt V is for AMD, and it opens it up. Yeah. The argument is vegans versus carnivores, steak versus steak, rare. Yeah. All the same. They give people options on how to cook. Yeah, absolutely. You mean I can't run out on my 9-month-old kid right now so I can play this game? Come on. That's just mean. I mean, dude, if you nope. I am so against that. Like, I have zero respect for you. Like, if you know it's your kid, If you know it's your kid, if it's like your spouse cheated on you and claims that it's your kid and it's clearly not your kid, then yeah, like I don't expect you to take care of it. I expect their actual parents to take care of it. But yeah, man. Like I have my kid. I know it's my kid. I know for a fact that is my kid. He looks just like me. He's very blessed because he looks exactly like me. But no, I know for a fact it's my kid, and I would never walk out on him. Now, when he's 18, if he decides to make some really stupid choices, yeah, I'll leave his butt in jail. Of course. That's his problem. I don't see him doing that, but what an odd take, right? I can't run out of my 37-week. No, well, you don't have a kid. Yeah, technically no kid, Burl. Technically no kid. But no, here's the thing. If you don't get along with your spouse, right? I totally understand that. Things change. But don't run away from your kid. You know? Don't do that. I have zero respect for people that do that. And I've known people that have done that. And I have zero respect for them. And people that, stick around even though it's very difficult, I have extra respect for those people. I've got a kid and an ex-wife, and, we make it work. We communicate as much as, we need to. Remember EQ open beta? I had an AMD card, which wasn't supported. Oof, that's rough. It was so dark that it ended up running against the zone wall, unable to see. Yeah, I remember doing that. I wasn't going to go to Ren Fair this year. Where do you go to Ren Fair at? Like what state? I used to go to Ren Fair often, not every year, but I used to go often in Georgia. I loved Ren Fair. Back surgery, then all the buddies showed up, and we built a medieval pedal cart wheelchair so I could. Oh, nice! That's fun. They mounted my roof. That's awesome. I love that stuff. Like high fantasy is my favorite fantasy. I don't know about you guys, but I bet you we have some sci-fi nerds in chat. But high fantasy is my favorite. Love some high fantasy. Get him hooked to MMOs. You'll always know where he is. He likes, right now, he loves Pokemon, and he loves building games. Any game where you can build stuff. But he won't play Lego Fortnite. He just won't. He refuses to play it. Which doesn't make sense to me. He likes Legos. He doesn't like Fortnite. I'm like, all right. Really obvious in the video I saw how basically WoW, whatever is 24/7 casino because of the light settings. Oh yeah, World of Warcraft is there's no like day and night cycle really. I mean it gets night, but yeah, you can't really tell. I have a daughter who's 7. If she's 18 plus, I will let her inherit all. If I'm dead, I'm dead. But like you said, you can guide your kid even after 40. Yeah, I mean you should try to help your children, but if they get into so much trouble and they just refuse to listen, then I'm not going to bail them out. Like that's once they're 18, over 18, I'm going to tell them, hey, I don't approve of this decision. You can do that if you want to, but I don't approve of it, etc. That's how I am. But under 18. Yeah, you can't run out on your kids, man. Can't run out on kids. That's how you get bad kids, is because the parents give up on them. At least that's my take on it. That's my opinion. People could disagree with that. That's fine, but that's my opinion. Kids are not, generally speaking, kids are not born bad. They are taught to be bad. Like, I don't think I've ever met a disrespectful kid from respectful parents. I really don't think I have. Like, every single time I've seen a quote-unquote bad kid, if you meet the parents, they're the exact same way. Father here, parenting really boils down to ensuring the kid is confident. A lot of it, yeah. A lot of it. But you don't want to give them too much confidence, you know, to the point where they're doing wheelies off the roof of the house into the pool. You know, you don't want to do that. Get on Discord? Oh my gosh. All right, give me a second. Let me get over here. Notice I wasn't getting skill ups after regular leather straps. Wonder if this is by design since the material cost is modest compared to other combines. Shouldn't be. It should not be. Good morning. It's hard working with kids who have abusive parents. It is, yeah. It's very hard. Some Brother Lucas action. I'm not going to be killing any of the named. They're not worth the time to kill. They're not worth the TTK. Ha ha. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of leather right now, and I'll be able to make them with the leather I have. Yeah. What losers. Okay. Yeah, I'm down for it. All right, all right. If someone came up to join the group with you, to mob spawn increase? No, mob spawns in this game are static. So they always respawn on the same timer all the time. They could be different timers, but that particular mob will always spawn on the same timer. And then you have the RNG of named mobs. So like a named mob has a chance to spawn at that location. But yeah, like all of the mobs over here, I think are like 8-minute or 10-minute or something respawn. They will 100% of the time spawn after that set timer. Doesn't matter how many people are over here. You volunteer working with kids in recovery situations? That's awesome, yeah. I used to volunteer at Children's Hospital a lot, and I loved it, and I want to go back to it. But anyway, long story there. But yeah, there were some kids there that I saw like with abusive parents and bad family situations. There was one, I remember going into the hospital and they brought in the kid. The kid was clearly having some issues. And the mom brought in the kid, but the mom was on something. Like she was definitely on something. And she was like arguing with the the cops that were there. It was a whole situation. It was bad. She's like, y'all need to fix my kid. I was like, oh my God. Like the obviously, you know, the doctors, that's all they want to do is make the kid feel better, but she was, whoo, it was bad. And then she tried to take her kid. That's where it got crazy. She brought her kid to the hospital, and the hospital was like, your kid is sick, and we need to fix something, whatever. And she wouldn't let them leave, or the hospital wouldn't let her leave with the kid. Is the problem, and she freaked out. It was a whole situation. All right, let me go back to town here. I did not mean to do that. Oh, I did it yesterday. I could fix that. My bad. Thank you for letting me know. Let's see. Push to talk. Boop. Check, check. Mic check. There we go. All fixed. Good on the hospital? Yeah, I was very good on the hospital. Very good on the hospital. No, you don't need resin at all. Resin is made, so you use resin with a stick or a piece of wood, and you can make a torch to hold in your hand. You can also place torches down on the ground, like light up areas and stuff. But yeah, you don't need to worry about it. Yeah, you can sell it for copper if you want to, or I just trash it. I just drop it on the ground. Okay, let's go to the bank, convert all of this, put some stuff in the bank. Let me see if I can make Isar some... We got leather scraps, It's only a couple hundred. Do you have any arrow or any daggers right now, Isar, or are you completely out? Okay, I'll make you some more then. I'll just make a bunch. But if you have 700 for now, then hold on to those, and I'll just make some more later. Thanks for the buffs. So somebody tell me that this is not bad. The amount of powder that I'm getting. I would love a dev to comment on this. Would love it. Because this is ridiculous. Yeah, you're basically a god right now. Have him buff your pet with regen and then just go kill everything. Yeah, you get his regen, you are a god. Like literally nothing of your level will kill you. If you can get a damage shield from a high level player, then you're even better. He doesn't have a damage shield. Oh, the other stuff you might. You like how it instantly gets Sal? That's because Isar was over there, or GIF was over there. who are now different people, apparently. Long story there, but yeah. What do you do with all the powders you create from XPing on those mobs? I use them to level up enchanting. It doesn't matter. He can get rid of that, but you're with your regen, it won't matter at all. That regen is 16 health every 6 seconds. You won't need mana now. Like, just send in your pet, and you can tank like everything. Just sit down and just, you know, every once in a while you can cast a nuke. You'll be fine. Yeah, your own damage shield is good enough right now. All right, there we go. Sorry. We did it all. You need any firewood out there? My druids nearby? Nah, I'm good on firewood. I've got some. I bought some this morning. Try and hold off on all the noob questions. Just been diving into the classes races. Yeah, if you have any noob questions, any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask. I answer the same questions over and over and over and over, and I don't mind doing it. So yeah. I lagged out an area on the PvP server, making a huge Superman symbol out of torches. Nice. Nice. You know anything about Kungan playing MnM? He went offline at Progress. He loves MnM. Never seen him again. I'm an EU player. So Kungan, yes, he played MnM. He's tried it out. He likes it. I think he's waiting for early access before he's actually going to play it a bunch. But yeah, he's a bigger WoW player or WoW streamer, and he does like the game. I don't know much else about it outside of that, but he does like the game. I mean, if you're really bored, you can camp Demeter. I mean, that's super easy one, but it's up to you. I could use a skull for Criddle and Cradle, but, you know, whatever. One's good enough for me. I'll pass it between them if I need to. Or the book, the spell book would be good too. Yeah, I mean, it's you know me, I don't care, but if you're looking for something to do. I don't know now, because that's why I went ahead and just kept leveling my wizard. I got it to 20 to do Bone Construct, and then they changed the haste belt, and I was like, well, there's no reason to do Bone Construct anymore. I think it's just more of a, you know, you can do it, so why not? Spell haste is nice for some things. Like I kind of changed my thought process on it after playing the wizard. Exactly. Exactly. Like, it's good for soloing for these quad kites because I can get a spell off 20% faster than I otherwise would be able to. So it kind of helps, but only a little bit. Spell haste is really only good on healers trying to get off a heal in time. No. It's not. It's not nearly like melee haste. Oh, shoot. Just got in the closed beta? Nice! Did they send them out already today? That's all right. I have a noob question. Do you see a market forming for magic items similar to EC Tunnel, or are most items pretty easy to get? There already is a market similar to that. It's at the West Bank, usually. People just shout inside of Night Harbor and sell items there. Spell haste for PvP, yeah, that'd probably be beneficial. I would agree with that. It's not so good in PvE though, because it's like you just burn through mana faster. Once you're out of mana, it doesn't matter. Like you have 0 DPS anymore. Like on a wizard, it doesn't really do much for spellcasters. For a healer, it can help out because you might get a heal off before your tank dies, you know? But that's about it. Yeah. And it's the same ones, too, all the time. Yep. I mean, it's clear that they are the culprits. I don't know. The only thing that we could think of was maybe the mounts, having the mules. I don't know many people that actually take mules out of town. No announcement, but I got my invite like 10 minutes ago. Oh, okay. They'll probably do an announcement then soon. That's my guess. Just did two minutes ago now. Nice. Sometimes when healing, the tank would fall over and make the death noise right as the heal hit and pop right back up. It was quite comical. Yeah, I don't know if they have like that purple health. Remember in EverQuest, they had the purple health, and in Pantheon, they also have that where you hit 0 health and you die and you can be healed back up. Yeah. I don't think they do that in Monsters of Memories. But I guess you could hit it. I have been, yeah, the purple club, exactly. I have had like 20% health and died before, though, on my tank, which is weird. Give us water, food, HP, mana regen? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I like the idea of not having the HP mana regen from food and water, and just sitting down and meditating. I kind of like that idea, but I get it. So, you know, I see both sides of it. I really do see both sides of it. Because on the flip side, it's annoying Not fast, but just like 5-10 seconds would be good enough. Yeah, well, yeah, they would have to completely change the gameplay. What that would end up doing. Oh shoot, that sister. All right, we're just gonna do 3. It's fine. It's fine. Didn't know there was a name spawn over there. Yeah, they'll run out, but the guards will kill them from the cemetery though, so it's not really a big deal. They'll go through the gate, but the guards will kill them. There's plenty of guards they probably won't make it to you. Yeah, you'll probably be fine, but normally when that happens, you would zone. Otherwise, the mobs will eventually get to you. But in that case, there's only, I mean, they're going to be low-level mobs, and they have to go through a bunch of guards to get to you. Which won't happen. Ouch. I nuked myself. Would be just a potion buff with 5-10 mana, nothing hard. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I see that side of things where people want the mana regen faster. There is something to be said for less downtime, right? Like, people just don't. In 2026, we don't need a ton of downtime. It's kind of silly. But, you know, they're trying to recreate the D&D feel of camping overnight, you know, and a slow progression kind of thing. So I get that, and I like it, but not everybody will. Elemental resist, magic resist from food might be cool. Maybe a really high-level recipe that costs a ton to craft. I would love to see stat food. Any type of stat food. D&D doesn't use mana. Yeah, but it's the idea that you have to take a short rest to get some spells back, or take a long rest to get some spells back. That's the D&D side of thing, and that's what they're trying to recreate in a video game, is the resting. You have to take these long rests to get your mana back to be able to cast spells. I'm with you, Nova. Like, that's my personal preference as well. I like the slower fights. I like the longer TTK and the sitting to meditate and all of that. I prefer that, but I get that not everybody does. Daily spell slots or hourly, depending on spec. Yeah. Exactly. So that the idea from EverQuest was trying to recreate D&D into a video game. And it kind of captured that a little bit. D&D is very hard to make into a video game. Very difficult. Sounds good to me. Dag nabbit, brother Luca. All right, how are we gonna do this? So we're gonna grab this one. Sister, brother Luca's over here. Sister's over here. All right, whatever. We'll just do this. Yes. We're just gonna kill 2. These named keep spawning in weird places, and it's messing me up. Like most of the time, you can figure out how to get like 4 mobs, but every once in a while they'll spawn in some odd spots. I could have probably grabbed this one and at least had 3, but I didn't do that this time around. I should have. We have 4 versions of D&D MMOs still running today with different rules and play types. Yeah. It's definitely one of those games that's just hard to recreate. But I feel like the D&D games, like the ones that are based on D&D, are not really D&D games. They use the lore of Dungeons & Dragons, but they don't really use the gameplay of Dungeons & Dragons. The only game that, in my opinion, has ever been a good D&D style game is Solasta. It is the closest thing to a tabletop Dungeons & Dragons experience put into a video game. Every other video game that I've played that is D&D themed or uses the D&D rule set just doesn't feel the same. D&D rules change every few years? Not really. The base game lasts, like the base rule sets usually last for like decades. Like how long has 5th edition been out now? It's been at least like 10 years, right? Now they tweak some of the rules, but 5th edition's been around for a long time, and 3.5 was around for a good 10 years. I'm wondering if they're going to do a new version of D&D after 5th edition, or if they're just going to keep tweaking what they currently have. I like the bandage update they did. Seeing you use Arcane Infusion makes me curious for something like Bind Wound for mana. Yeah, I mean, that's what the bandages are, kind of, in a sense, right? They're kind of like that. The Arcane Invocation, this is a 10-minute recast on it, whereas Bind Wound is 1 minute. But it's kind of the same thing. Baldur's Gate 2... No, Baldur's Gate was a good game, but it didn't capture that tabletop Dungeons & Dragons feel to me. Like, you had to change it too much. They just wasn't the same to me. It was close. Solasta, though, really hit it. Like, when I played Solasta 1, I felt like I was playing tabletop D&D. You can look for, like... Yeah, for, like, groups looking for more, but there's usually not very many of those. Hit I and go to the social tab and hit Group Finder. And then at the bottom, you have a little toggle for looking for more in LFG. Yeah, it's easier to make groups. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, usually it's easier to make groups because not many people do that. Exactly. And it's not worth their time and effort. Like, just building groups right now is just not worth it. There are people that don't mind doing it, but it's just not worth the effort. Yeah, and that's the best way to do it, really. What about Dungeons and Dragons Online? Uses 3.5 rule set. Pretty close. Follows the. Yeah, but it doesn't. It doesn't do. It doesn't play like a tabletop game. It has the same lore as a tabletop game, but you don't have like daily spells, and you have to do like long rest and like that. To my knowledge, that doesn't exist. Like D&D Online, is it not just an MMO set inside of the world and the lore of Dungeons and Dragons? Spell slots and everything. So you only have like daily spells? And then how do you get your spells back in Dungeons and Dragons Online? I'm probably thinking of the newer version. I'm probably not thinking of an older one. In breaks and camping. Yeah, I just don't see how that would be. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to go and play it and see how it functions. But in that situation, I would just play a melee character because then I don't have to ever really worry about going back to town. You know, just I'm always able to do something. That's what I don't like about playing D&D in a video game is the way they usually do it is you can just rest as much as you want. Just go to an inn, hit rest, get your spells back, go back out, do some stuff, go back to an inn, hit rest. And you just keep... It's just kind of silly. You don't actually have to wait any amount of time. And that works in a D&D game, like in a tabletop game, because the DM is like, okay, well, over time, this is what happens, blah, blah, blah. There's usually like a timeline of things happening. Hit 25 and I have no idea where to go. In this game, you hit 25 and don't know where to go? Go to a lot of places. Just explore. They got fatigue, needing food, sleep, and so on for melee. That makes sense. I don't know. I'd have to play it. I haven't played that game. But yeah, it's just very hard to do in a video game. Well, it's hard to do in a video game and then still make the game fun. Is probably a better way of saying that. Like it's easy to make it that way, but then people are just gonna be like, "Man, this is tedious, and I don't want to play it." Kind of like how sitting here meditating, some people find it tedious and they don't like it. Okay, so we got that. Let's see. Can we do that guy with these? Yes. We certainly can. Certainly. Yeah, it's not as fun as the newer version because armor throws and such. Yeah, I didn't like D&D 3.5 was fun, but I did not like that the way was it 3.5 they did Thaco. And I just didn't like it. It was very tedious trying to calculate all that junk. That's why I really like D&D 5th edition. It makes it easier for new players to get into, which is really nice. Because then you can actually get a game going. Why are these now? Yesterday, these were not sprinting. It's weird. Wonder why they were not sprinting yesterday and they are today. Hey, what's going on, Stone? How you doing, bud? More work for the DM. Yeah, the old Thaco system. Yeah, it was a lot more work for the DM. Oh my gosh, I'm nuking the heck out of myself. Got your fingers crossed for a key. Apparently they went out, so you should be able to check your email. The keys have already gone out for the day. So if you did not get a key in your email, then you missed this week. And I absolutely feel bad for people that are missing. Guess another fail? Ah, bummer, dude. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Okay, we can do 1, 2... Let's just do these 3, I guess. One, 2, and 3. You got into EQ Legends? There you go. I hope you have fun with it. I will not be playing that. I have like zero desire to play EQ Legends. And at this point, I have zero desire to play Pantheon. So, I will just be playing MnM. For the foreseeable future. What? You resisted my firestorm? How dare you resist my firestorm? You know what I want? I want an MMO LARP. I don't know how in the world somebody could pull that off, but would that not be awesome to have your character in an MMO, but then like once a month it's a LARP and you can actually go meet up in real life and play a LARP as your character, and then you can go back into an MMO? That'd be fun. I would totally play it. I would at least try it. Something's better than nothing. I agree, Stone. Yeah, I agree. I hope you have fun with EQ Legends. I just don't want a solo MMO. That's all there is to me. Like, I'm sure it'll be fun for some people. There will be plenty of people out there. But it is not a game for me. And it's just EverQuest. Is there anything... What is new with EverQuest Legends? Outside of being able to be 3 classes and some of like the combat things and the drop rates and stuff. Like, is the world is still the same exact world, right? It's just like there's nothing changed in the actual lore that I know of. I was never into multi-boxing, and with no one to play with, EQ wouldn't feel right to me. I mean, yeah. LARP, Night Elves, female mailbox dancing for gold. I can picture that. If you've ever been to a LARP, plenty of the ladies like to dance and stuff in the tavern. They do it all the time. No solo MMO? Yeah, I don't want a solo MMO. That's why I'm kind of doing this right now. I'm hoping by showing how good soloing is in this game, we can get away from it. This is what I've been saying for a long time. I played a fighter first, got it to level 60 because it's a group-focused game to play in a group. And I kept saying the entire time, soloing is the better way to go. It's more efficient, it's fast, whatever. Soloing is the best way to play this game, and it shouldn't be. And people were like, no, it's not. It's not. And they kept arguing with me about it. So I'm like, okay, I'll prove it. It's too easy to do. I don't want this to be the way to play the game, but it is currently the best way to play. Solo on Paladin isn't very fun. It's not. You're right. And that's why I keep saying that we need to get away from solo. The classes that can solo in this game have a huge advantage over the classes that can't solo. It's a crazy big advantage. And I don't like it. And I want them to fix it. Or change it. They are currently working on changing it. It is in the works right now. But, you know, I'm literally proving right now that it's solo is the best way. I solo Paladin. I have my sandwich ready. You could eat an entire sandwich in your downtime as a Paladin. Kill one mob, downtime for 10 minutes. Kill another mob. It's awful. But yeah, some classes in this game cannot solo well. You are absolutely right. The problem is people don't want to play Paladin because it is not a good way to play and solo ability is too good. So people, generally speaking, just start playing a solo class. They quit the Paladin because Paladin cannot do much without a group. And then they switch over and they start playing a solo class so that they can actually play the game. That is the problem. It's a big problem. Ah, shoot. Now, trust me, though, if this game was not so solo-friendly, I would be much happier. And I would still be playing it. It should be a choice, but not an advantage for some classes. It shouldn't be the best option. Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't be the best option, but it currently is. To be frank, I could solo in Classic EQ to level 60 on a Necro faster than someone with a group. Not as fast as you're going with your Wizard, but relative to the EQ classes, faster. Yes, a Necromancer in EverQuest can solo very well. And I'm fine with like one or two classes being able to solo well. And those are the classes that people that want to solo can play. And that's fine. But I wouldn't say it's much faster to solo on a Necro in EverQuest than it would be for a full static group in EverQuest. Like a full static group that is well played and knows what they're doing would probably still level faster than a solo Necro that is also well played and knows what they're doing. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like that, it takes a lot more effort to get a group of 6 people together, go into a dungeon like really far away for minimal, well, in this game, like 0 XP bonus, like 0. You're better off just doing what I'm doing and just quad kiting or whatever. It's just better. Could make any incentives to join guilds an idea, because once you're in a guild, grouping becomes much more viable. It does, but even in a guild, people still solo or duo all day. They get in their little cliques inside of a guild and they just play with the same people. That's at least my experience, you know. You're lucky to have a static group. Yeah, and if you have a static group, it helps. However, even a static group in this game, a static duo or trio is good. But a static full group of 6 is slower. It's silly. It's slower XP. It just is. I know, because that's exactly what I've done in this game multiple times. People will whine so hard if they nerf soloing, but I'm okay with it. I don't care if they whine. Yeah, let them whine. Soloing already has so many benefits to it. It doesn't also need to be the fastest way to XP. It has plenty of benefits to it. So let people whine. They're going to whine about anything anyway. You know, I'm technically whining right now about stuff. You know, people are going to whine. It's just, it is what it is. So it's just a matter of which one do you want to whine, you know, like that's how I look at it. Do you want, build the game the way you want to build it and let the people whine about how you built it, because they're going to whine no matter what. So if you build it in a way that you don't want to build the game, then they're just going to whine anyway. So you might as well build the game that you want and the game that they said that they were going to build. One of my biggest issues with Pantheon is the devs said how they wanted to build that game, and then they kept not going in that direction. And one of the things about this game that I like is Sean specifically says, I'm building the game that I want to build. And if you like it, cool. If you don't like it, then that's fine too. He doesn't care. And I hope that he continues to take that stance. But this game was supposed to be, from the very beginning, a group-focused game. It did not go that route because some things happened, whatever, but that's what it's supposed to be. So we need to get back to that. Really need to get back to that. Possibly, yeah. The Necro ended up as a mana battery for clerics in my guild at 60. That was the trade-off. Yeah. I hope they do something different with necromancers in this game. I don't want them to be mana batteries and only mana batteries at level 60. Which they aren't. Like, necromancers are actually pretty good classes to have in this game, but they are still mana batteries to some extent. Feels like Monster Memories is backwards from EQ. Everyone is doing solo to twink their group character. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. You solo up, quickly solo up to 60, and then twink out another character as your group character, and then you just go into a duo or trio with that group character and level them up as well. Or you power level them or something. Yeah, it's absolutely what's happening. Gamers can never be played as Batman versus Superman is written where Superman is stronger. People will play Superman because it's strongest. Oh, yeah. Absolutely will every time. They're going to pick the strongest class. It's kind of silly to me. When I started playing Pantheon, whenever that early access went out, I was playing a fighter, and I'm like, I'm going to play a fighter because I want to be a tank and I want to, do group stuff, etc. And like a week or so in, every single, like, not every person, but a lot of people decided, Shaman is the best class in the game. It can heal, it can DPS, it can solo really well. And so many people just switched to Shaman. Like, so freaking many people. It was crazy. You had like half the server all of a sudden became a Shaman. And it's because it was an overpowered, stupidly, ridiculously powerful class. That's what's going to keep happening in all these games. So they have to balance it. They have to, in a game like this, they don't have to necessarily balance the classes. Like, as far as one class does more DPS than another class, one class tanks better, etc. They don't have to balance it that way. But they have to make it reliant, make every single class reliant on another class in some way. If you make a class that is not reliant on another class, then you're just going to get, that's going to be the solo class and the best class to play. Like every time. That's just the way of MMOs these days. It's unfortunate. Poor Pantheon has 5 Twitch viewers right now. Yeah, it does. And you know why? The reason, in my opinion, the reason why is because of the community of Pantheon, the people that are just so adamant about that game being amazing, and the devs are perfect in every possible way. I won't stream that game anymore. I'm refusing to stream it. I'm refusing to play it. I don't want anything to do with that game. I'm tired of the community over there, to be honest. I'm tired of the devs and their approach to it, and I'm tired of the community. Every time I play it and say anything remotely negative about that game, somebody jumps down your throat like you've beaten their child. And it's nuts, dude. Like I don't know anybody that would want to go stream that game. I agree with Sean's statement. Expanding on that, a game made for everyone is a game made for no one. Yeah, I've heard that many times. Just look at all the modern slot games. I've had the most fun playing indie games. Me too. Indie games right now are where it's at. Has anybody else noticed that over the past 5 years or so? Indie games are where it's at. Anything made by a AAA company, they are hyped up and millions of people buy the game and then they just die out. How in the world do you have games where millions of people buy them and then within a couple weeks or a month, it's got 1,000 people playing it? That doesn't make any sense to me unless the game just sucks. Whereas you have a game like Monsters and Memories and you have 80,000 people that are interested in this game and tons of people just constantly wanting to play it. You know, if there were 1 million people, like it's just, you just got to get the word out. That's really all it is. You either make all characters have the same strength and different gimmick, or make it so you need all different art for the task. Yeah, because meta, exactly. Like if you make them all equal, that's not good either. You know, having every class balance, like if all DPS could DPS equally and all tanks could tank equally and all healers could heal equally, that's not fun. But yeah, if you make one class rely on another class, it's gonna make it's going to make the games more social, which is good. We as a community also become obsessed with the race to 60. In most games, no one is willing to take a breath and group till they know they have a 60. Yeah, that's true. I had super high hopes for Pantheon. I used to talk about Pantheon 8 years ago. I was talking about it daily. I was like, man, when Pantheon comes out, I'm going to play that game every day. And guess what? The game came out, I played it every day, and I still hyped it up every single day on my stream. And then they just kept missing the mark over and over and over. I just got tired. I got tired of saying good things about Pantheon. People were literally, at one point, believe it or not, calling me a Pantheon shill. And I had nothing but good things to say about Pantheon all day, every day. And people were just sitting there like, you'll say anything good about Pantheon. And now I have the exact opposite problem. People are like, you say nothing but bad things about Pantheon. It's like, come on, guys. Pick a lane. People are just going to yell at me for no matter what I do. It doesn't matter. That's the joys of being on Twitch, I guess. Or streaming or content creation. Whatever. You're not going to win. Marathon right now heading towards its dooms. Marathon? What is that? Is that a new game that came out? Thanks for streaming. We got to go. Take care, Klaus. Have a good one, bud. I don't think it's even that complicated. Full group XP buff needs to be huge. I agree. It's not complicated. It is not complicated at all, in my opinion. The full group should be the way to play the game. Absolutely. Like I don't understand why this dev team in particular is so hesitant about shifting that pendulum to full groups. I don't get it. They're willing to leave in the darkness the way it is. They're willing to leave in the sandstorms the way they are. They're willing to leave in a lot of tedious stuff in this game. But for some weird reason, they are not willing to just be like, clear as day, grouping is the best way to play the game. They're just not willing to do it. And I don't get it. In the alpha, it was like pulling teeth to get them to adjust the solo versus group XP. It was so awful. We were just like, group XP is so bad, you have to fix it. And they would be like, here's like a 5% increase, and here's another 5% increase. They had to increase it, I kid you not, by like, I'm trying to do the math in my head, by like 70% before it was like, okay, that's where it is today. And it's still not good. Like, that's bad. That is bad. Remember watching some of Ko's videos and the devs of Pantheon. I was so hyped for that game. Me too. Yeah, Ko got me super hyped on it. And then there was like that Basgrim guy that made the Bazflash News or whatever, and he was making those YouTube videos. I was watching those. I was actually really super excited for it. You can't win with those type of people. You can't. You can't. A Bungie game that cost $737 million. Wait, Marathon? Seems like a Counter-Strike, but different skin. That was Bungie made Marathon? $737 million? My goodness. Wow, tweaking was 100%, 50%. These are crazy numbers to balance classes. 100% and 50%, that's midnight. Did they ever test? Yeah, I don't know why we don't swing the pendulum. Sean just began streaming? Okay. Well, let's listen to Sean. Let's go listen to Sean. Is he going to be doing a long stream today? Does anybody know? If he's doing a long stream, then I will raid him. If he's doing a short stream, then I will just listen to him. Yeah, I might do that, be chilling. We'll see. Let me see what he's doing. Yeah, we'll just go raid him for now. And I might fire back up the stream today. I may not. It's a Friday, so it depends on how long he goes. Why don't we go raid Sean, though? And... yeah, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Maybe. Oh, I went to the wrong thing here. Hang on. Stick around for a minute. But let's raid Sean. It's more fun to raid him than it is to just end the stream. Because half of you guys are going to go over there anyway, so. Oh my God, come on. What the heck is happening here? There we go. I think we got it. Hey, we're rating Sean. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. I might stream later today. I might not, but we'll see. But have a good one.